Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Michael Branch. Ripple announces new blockchain partnership in Brazil. Ripple, in collaboration with VenusBack, will provide these startups with the resources they need to expand and thrive in the crypto economy. This partnership represents the second collaboration between Ripple and VenusBack to support startups in Brazil, helping them reach their full potential. You know, Ripple is always expanding and growing. A lot of projects are building out right now on the XRP ledger around tokenization, remittances. But a lot of those projects are not even fully built out yet. Ripple is always expanding. El Salvador proposes using Bitcoin and crypto for trade with Russia. But that's not what the article said, or the headline. It says El Salvador proposes using cryptocurrency for trade settlements with Russia. The reason that they're trying to tie this to Bitcoin is because El Salvador has been very big on Bitcoin in the past. What everybody lacks to tell you is that whenever somebody's transacting in Bitcoin in El Salvador, it's running on the Algorand rails. Same thing is going to happen here. I think Russia is going to utilize whatever is fast, cheap, and secure. XRP. Real-world asset tokenization growth will depend on the growth of the crypto market. 100% proof these large organizations know about earning yield on digital assets through DeFi protocols. I switched to the project offering higher yield. This comes from Cyprus. Take a listen to what this guy says right here.
The market will grow over the next 4 years from 2.5 trillion to 10 trillion for X. Are we still going to keep our market share as real world assets on chain, 7 to 8%, or are we going to outgrow this? Max, what's your view?
I think that wherever we can end up, it's important to, my opinion at least, is that first and foremost, we depend on the size of the crypto market. Because some people think that if we tokenize real-world assets, then that's going to grow the pie. I actually don't think so. Because what is interesting to crypto investors is more of a barbell strategy. So if you've got stablecoin or crypto and you switch back and forth, you need to have access to US treasuries. But you need to have access to real estate from the crypto ecosystem? Maybe not. And I'll give a personal example. Until recently, I was one of the biggest users of Ondo, personally. No, I'm not, but nothing against Ondo. The reason is simply that, whereas for a long time, other startups of that tokenize were offering me some sort of trade finance deals at 12% a year, I was like, I don't understand it. I want none of that. I'm very happy with my 4.5% on Ondo. But then, come the bull market 1 or 2 months ago, and now you can get 15% on Aave. I personally consider Aave to be roughly risk-free. And so I was like, 5% on Ondo, 15% on Aave, so I switched. But that's what made me switch. It's not the fact that I had access to, and I won't name the startup in question, some 12%, whatever deals that on paper looked okay, but I just couldn't, it's not my business. I don't understand it. And so that's why I think that it's important that crypto first grows and that we have access to very simple products like Ondo.
But what he's saying is that you will be able to get higher yield in the future through DeFi as the crypto space grows at the same time. And take notice, he said he gained higher yield in a bull market, meaning that as cryptocurrencies rise in price, higher the yield. And that's what's going to happen through tokenization. Think of all that value coming to the XRP ledger as these institutions are tokenizing real-world assets. Well, they need the price of XRP to rise also because it will offer higher yield on their tokenized assets. Everything is going to play hand in hand with each other once the institutions get here. That's why I'm always urging you not to sell your crypto too soon. Gearin Labs receives funding from the XRP Ledger Japan and Korea Fund. And it looks like they're pushing very big around Web3 and also Futureverse. Like I said, whenever Ripple grows out, Most of the time, it's around tokenization and it's around cross-border payments and remittances. But Ripple's also growing around Web3 and Metaverse as well. Wait until there's full economies running inside the Metaverse. That's also coming in the future. The Lotus protocol is the first liquid staking and lending protocol built for XRP and the Root network. Gearin Labs, follow Gearin Labs and LotusFi to stay up to date with our upcoming launch and the exciting events that we are preparing for our early users. You know what I cannot wait for to happen in crypto? The one thing that I've been waiting for ever since the first day I invested in XRP. The day where there's risk-free lending and borrowing on your crypto, because that's going to be game-changing. That means nobody ever has to sell any of their crypto. You could sit back, get monthly income while you watch the price of XRP go higher and higher over time. And we will get to that point eventually. Blue Hawk Legend shared this with me earlier today. That guy was just talking about getting yield and making money off of his crypto or real world assets. Hey, Rich, you might want to check this out. Found it a while ago, but it's an XRP Ledger Test AMM for beginners to get used to it before going to the real AMM and losing money. If your followers want to make money generational instead of selling their XRP in one go, check this out. And this is what it looks like. So you could play around with this and you could figure out how the AMM works before you put any of your crypto into an AMM. I wanted to share this with you so that you could get an idea on how the AMM works. And this way, maybe you'll have a better understanding of it as well. The U.S. Faster Payments Council introduces 2024 Board Advisory Group. Ripple's James Selleck is on board, next to JP Morgan Chase, NASDAQ, Verifin, Wells Fargo, Open Payment Network, etc. And you see who's involved in this right here. You ever take notice? People could sit back and they could say whatever they want about XRP all day long. They could take a shit on this cryptocurrency all day long. But you know why I will never sell it? Because when you look at the names that Ripple's tied to, you look at how Ripple always has a member of their team on something like this, U.S. Faster Payments Council. Ripple tied in with the World Economic Forum, the BIS, the IMF, multiple banks all around the world. Do you honestly think you are going to lose money investing in XRP? Absolutely not. Not unless you panic sell too soon, or sell at a loss. That's the only way you're going to lose money in this cryptocurrency. If you stay invested, you are going to get wealthy. If you hold this cryptocurrency long enough, you will get generational wealth. XRP Ledger Zone Sol, hosted by Ripple developers, corporates, fintechs, banks, VCs, academia, and the XRP community will come together under one roof for the biggest XRP Ledger event in South Korea, September 4th, 2024. You know, whenever they talk about these big events, people just downplay it. But you gotta look at who else is attending. Because every time Ripple has one of these events, shortly after, they make partnerships with some major company. Or they start building out in a different direction, whether it be around custody or maybe more expansion around cross-border payments. That's why all of these events are very important. Now, this is good. So U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis publishes official strategic Bitcoin reserve legislation. And I said, great, it looks like they will confiscate your Bitcoin soon. Buckle up, 1933 all over again. Remember in 1933 when they were confiscating people's gold back then? And I was just saying it because Bitcoin maxis have been saying that about XRP for years. They used to say, why would I ever hold that centralized coin? It's a matter of time until the government comes and takes it away from you. Then WK shared this with me. You're probably right. Bitcoin Act final. So you see, rules of the construction. Nothing in this act shall be construed to authorize the federal government to seize, confiscate, or otherwise impair any property right in the lawfully acquired Bitcoin holdings of any person. So maybe this is how it ends for Bitcoin. Because think about it. All of a sudden they put this bill in place. Oh, we got to confiscate your Bitcoin. It's for the good of the country. Then they just stop utilizing Bitcoin altogether and they start pushing their CBDC. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but it's kind of ironic that this is happening at the same time everybody's pushing the Bitcoin narrative. Something much bigger is going on behind the scenes. This comes from Eleanor Tourette. Tennessee Senator Haggerty tells me that Kamala Harris's crypto strategy is burdened by what has been. I asked him what he thought about the vice president's so-called crypto reset and whether it could help her campaign. He said it's no surprise that after witnessing the monumental success of President Trump at Bitcoin Nashville, Kamala Harris is, as she has on many other issues, making a desperate last-minute 180-degree flip to appear pro-crypto. Unfortunately for her, what can be is burdened by what has been 3.5 years of anti-crypto and anti-innovation policies of the Biden-Harris administration. Anybody that's turning pro-crypto right now, I cannot bring myself to trust them because I think they're pushing this narrative way too hard. I think the only reason they're pushing this Bitcoin narrative right now is because they're looking for the crypto vote. And the same thing's going on with Harris now as well. She should have done something about this a while ago. She should have said, we're not going to be anti-crypto here in the United States. We want innovation to grow here in the United States. But now that you see Trump pushing the pro-crypto narrative, she has no choice but to do this 180-degree turn. But I don't trust it either way. Once the election happens and we find out who the winner is, it's going to change anyway. They're not going to keep all these promises that they're pushing. This comes from Chad Steingraber. No capital gains tax on crypto will one day be the norm. What else? High yield payouts for liquid staking assets, lending assets for utility. And this next one is big. Asset managers will ask to hold your crypto to back their funds. You still own it, but they will pay you massive premium fees, like how an actor receives residuals from a movie. That's what I've been always hoping for as an XRP holder. I think we will eventually get there. It's going to happen through mass adoption, though. When it comes to capital gains tax on crypto, I don't think they're ever going to do away with capital gains. Our country is way too greedy for that to happen. But I do, however, believe that we will see the end of the Fed. U.S. Copyright Office reports urgent need for protection from deep fakes. Now, we've seen a lot of deep fakes inside of crypto. You know, you've seen the fake Brad Garlinghouse, the fake Elon Musk, the fake Michael Saylor. It's finally starting to make sense for Washington to put laws in place around this, to do something about this, because AI is only going to get better over time. You know, I was just talking to someone the other day about the future of TV. Think about it. Okay, so in the future, as AI continues to grow out, you can ask AI to create TV shows for you. Maybe you could pick the actor, and the AI will put that actor in the show that it's creating for you. Then you can also come up with different outcomes on how the show ends, how each episode ends. I think that is going to be the future of TV, and most likely movies as well, because that's how big AI is growing. And finally, they're starting to realize that they need laws put in place around AI. So the Fed holds rates steady, stays on track for September 2024 cut. So they're saying that we're still not at that 2% inflation rate yet, and that he can't cut rates yet. Listen, Jerome Powell created the inflation that they are fighting. And I'm so sick of this bullshit, because when they don't cut rates, people suffer. You know, it's time we need to just end the bullshit and say, listen, we lost inflation, we're going to cut rates, and we're going to print money. Because they're going to be printing money no matter what. We see it happen time and time again. Zimbabwe's gold-backed currency has doubled in use since its launch in early April. The currency is now used in 30% of all transactions. Things are getting interesting. Let's see what happens next. You know, once we go to a gold-backed currency, I think that will end the Fed. That's how we will see the end of the Fed happen. But you know what's going to be moving all these gold-backed currencies all around the world? XRP, because it moves anything of value. And I think we are getting close to a gold-backed currency here in the United States. I think it's going to be that new treasury dollar. And I know a lot of you said about cashing out into USD. Cashing out into USD is not an option for me. I want to look at that new US Treasury dollar before I think about cashing out any of my crypto. Because what are you going to cash into? US dollars and still continue to fight off inflation? You're better off just holding on to your crypto. And if you're planning on taking profits, I would take it in gold or silver. I would hold that, see what happens with gold and silver. Or maybe cash out and buy into some real estate if the market finally starts to dump out. But we're not quite there yet anyway. We'll talk more about that when the price of XRP is skyrocketing. And until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.